and welcome back to Natasha's Healthy Living, where we are nurturing wellness naturally. One of the ways that I like to do that is by being mindful, taking a break, slowing down when I can, and I especially like to do that on Sundays. I use Sunday as a slow reset as we prepare for the week ahead, but also take time to rest. So today I'm going to share with you my slow Sunday reset routine. Routine is kind of a loose word. These are just some typical things that I like to accomplish or think about on Sundays. And we follow along a little bit with the Fly Lady system and doing our spirit renewal on Sundays as well. So if you'd like to join along and just maybe work alongside or see what we get up to on a typical Sunday, stay tuned for that, and welcome to my home. Welcome back to my home. I'm so glad you're joining me today. So typically our Sundays are a little mix of faith and family, and I always have to stay flexible because sometimes we just get a wild idea to go off and take a hike or visit somewhere close by, or maybe head to a local winery and enjoy some sunshine and music for the afternoon. So our Sundays are typically pretty low key, but it could change from one week to the next. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee if you want to settle in and get cozy, and we'll talk about some of the things that I like to do on a typical Sunday to reset for the week. And I'll also be sharing with you a checklist I created if you want to have some of these same things that you're checking off as you go through your Sunday. So be sure to check the description box for more information about that. But without further ado, let's talk about a typical Sunday around my home. Typically on the weekends, my husband and I are up first. Sometimes he sleeps in a little bit, just depends on how his week has gone with working overtime and different factors like that. But of course, I like to start my morning with a hot cup of coffee, and then I'll find a cozy place to sit. Sometimes it's here in my new sitting room that used to be my daughter's old bedroom. Last summer, when she turned 10, she decided she wanted to move upstairs to the spare bedroom, which is a little bit larger and gives her a little more privacy away from the center of the house. So that has been nice to get her transitioned up there and give us back this little small sitting room that connects between our bedroom and the kitchen. Sometimes I'll sit on the front porch, but I enjoy taking some time in the morning with my coffee to read my devotional, maybe do a little Bible reading along with it, and take some time to start the day without a screen, which is important for me. I don't always do this, but on an ideal day, this is how I like to start my day. Once I've had time to do my devotional, then it is time to head to church. So luckily, it's only about a 5-minute drive. I really appreciate being this close to church because there are some mornings when I'm running behind and I just barely make it on time. But I love our cute little cozy country church. It'll be celebrating 175 years of the parish next year, and it will also be celebrating 125 years of the church building itself. And it's really special to me to have this close-knit farm community out here and have a lot of, hardworking, dedicated people who make the church the center of their life and community. Since we share our parish pastor with 2 other churches in the nearby communities, and we're all kind of joined into one large parish, our only Mass option at this closest church to me is 8 a.m. So it definitely gets me up and going early Sunday morning. And after Mass, then I'll head home. We all have some breakfast, and then it's time to think about a few of the things on my to-do list for the day. But it is definitely not a day for rushing around if I can help it. It's just a slow, intentional day, taking time for relaxation and fun, and then checking just a few things off my list to help start the week on a good foot. One of the first things I like to do is to change the sheets. And if you followed along, I use a few mnemonic devices to help me just keep on top of laundry without having to overthink it or make it into a big project. So I usually say to myself, Sunday sheets. So I go around, I'm here in our primary bedroom and changing the sheets on our bed, and then I'll also go up and do my daughter's bed. And sometimes I'll put all that together in one load of laundry, or sometimes I'll do all of our whites along with the white sheets in a load, and then my daughter's sheets and whites together in a separate load. Just depends on what I'm feeling like for the day. And just doing this one load of laundry for the day is enough. It makes me feel like I'm still making progress on the laundry and keeping things moving, but it's enough to also not get overwhelmed and feel like my whole day becomes a day of laundry, because sometimes that can happen if I wait a few days to do my loads of laundry and then all of a sudden it's the weekend and I have to do all the laundry, which isn't really my favorite way to do it. So this way we can go to bed tonight with clean sheets and feeling fresh to start off the week, and it keeps laundry still a light task on my to-do list for the day. I like doing the sheets this way where you take off and put on at the same time. So when you go to the first corner, as you remove the old sheets, you're putting the new sheets on, and that way it just saves one trip around the bed as you're replacing the sheets and making up the bed again. So one of the tricks I learned from a B&B owner. And after that, then it's easy to get this load gathered up and ready to put into the wash. And then I can go take a break if I want to, or maybe move on to one of the next things on the to-do list for the day. So I will put away the little tray that I keep the clean sheets in back into our closet, grab any whites that need to go in the wash as well, and then head to the basement and get this load of laundry started. And it feels good to get that accomplished and out of the way before much of the day has gone by. Next, I will take a break by sitting down, finishing my cup of coffee, or maybe a second cup after we've had a busy morning already. And I like to check in with my planner. If I need to update the larger family calendar, I'll do that as well. And I'm just looking for what appointments or activities we have coming up in the next week or so, especially if there's anything out of the ordinary that needs to be noted so that the family's kind of on the same page and we know what's coming, or if there's anything special that I need to do to prepare for things, then this is a great chance to just check in and see what's coming up. Usually at some point throughout the day, I will do just a light tidy up of the house, and it's not a deep clean, it's just kind of resetting the spaces. Most importantly is the kitchen. I almost always have things to either put away or take care of in the kitchen, so here I'm just putting away some clean dishes. Something got splattered on that, so I had to wash it again, but getting this little corner tidied up again by putting away the clean dishes always feels like a big accomplishment, and it's kind of like making the bed in the bedroom. It makes the whole kitchen feel more tidy and put together. There's still piles and things that need to be dealt with. It's a lived-in home, of course, but getting some things like this accomplished throughout the day always helps me feel like we're keep moving things along and we're not getting too far behind as we just live in our house for the day. Once I have those clean dishes put away, I use the dirtier towel, the older towel, just to wipe down any water splatters and get the counter dried and cleaned off. And then I have my new clean towel ready to go for the next load of dishes later in the day. And things are looking much tidier there in the kitchen. And then that dirty towel just gets put back in the laundry. And I'm ready to take off my apron and sit down again, take another break. And this time I thought I'd sit down and work on my June menu plan since that is coming up. I didn't get the whole thing completed, but I was able to get a good start on the first couple of weeks. I just take a look at my typical list of favorite menu items or meals for this time of year and get some ideas from that. I also like to flip back and look at previous months and see if there's something that we haven't had for a while that everyone would enjoy having. And it's nice to not have menu planning on my list to stress about. It's nice every day to just know today is a day for leftovers or today is a day that I am going to cook. And of course, I try to plan around what my daily schedules are like. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I work outside of the home, we either do leftovers or something really quick and easy that doesn't require a lot of effort when I get home and I'm tired. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays when I'm working from home and can do a little more meal prep ahead of time or spend a little more time cooking, then I might make a full meal where we're going to have leftovers the following day. Lately, my husband has been working overtime on Saturdays, so quite often he's ready to go out to eat Saturday night, and that's kind of our one night as a family. We go out and have something a little different. It's a nice break for me that I don't have to cook and do dishes, and so that often gives us leftovers then, and we kind of eat on those leftovers either Sunday or Monday. So typically I'm only cooking a full meal maybe 3 to 4 times a week at the most, and quite often there's stuff we can sort of throw together or just use leftovers, and that helps make meal planning pretty simple. I also try to do things like Tuesdays or Thursdays usually is Mexican or tacos of some sort. That helps to have that make it an easy thing. Often Wednesdays I'll do pasta or something quick that I can throw together, like wraps and a salad, something like that. So it's nice to have things where you don't have to think of a whole new menu plan each week, but you kind of keep to those same rhythms, and it makes it easier to plug in the few things that I have to create each week. The key to my Sunday reset is building in rest. So sometimes I'll take a nap or do some reading or just enjoy some quiet time. Now that the weather has warmed up and I spent time a few weeks ago really deep cleaning the front porch, this has become my new favorite place to just sit and enjoy the sounds of my daughter and her friends playing in the pool, or just the sounds of the birds, maybe see if my new hummingbird feeder is getting any visitors. But having a day where we can slow down and do some restful things like this really does help make the week start off better and just gives me the energy I need as we get into the busy week ahead. On Sundays, I also try to remember to let go of any big agendas I have and just stay open and flexible so that there's room and space for family fun like playing a game or going for a walk. So that's a look at my slow Sunday reset routine. Hopefully that gave you some ideas or just some encouragement to think about how you can use Sunday as a day to rest and reset and get ready for the rest of the week. Be sure to check the description box down below if you want to grab my free Mom's Sunday Reset checklist and have that in your little toolbox to be able to help you get ready and set up for a new week as you go through your Sunday. And I'd love to hear, what is one thing that you like to do on a Sunday to reset for the week? Be sure to drop that in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have a friend who needs a little inspiration, feel free to share this video with them and give them some little nudges for things they can do to make their Sunday a peaceful and restful reset for the week. And other than that, have a good one, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.